Yeah, thank you. And yeah, the incentive amounts are both the prize pool and the charity amount. So if you want to see some content, either
Oh,
works.
that's right. Oh, so we might have already hit that milestone. Oh boy. Okay. All right, All right, I guess maybe I'll have a little bit more to worry about after stream and even after some of these intense sets. All right, but it looks like we're going to be getting this one pretty quickly underway. We've got Gen versus Giga, the two individuals really making this pool G for a reason.
Both of them have not just start with G, but have two G's in their names. Both of them.
Actually, yeah, I didn't even notice that. That is true. Really embodying the Group G stage, and especially with this being the bubble match as well, being the Tier 2, Tier 3 matchup. An upset from Gen would likely turn the tides and put them in a very good spot to qualify. Or actually, wait, yeah, at this point, would they have? They might. I don't know. I have to remember what bracket the group stage looks like. But an upset in this matchup would definitely put Gen in a very good spot to qualify for top 16. Giga has the pressure, is coming in with a bit of favor to win the matchup, but kind of needs to in order to solidify their spot in top 16. Losing this next one will really put them in a tight spot trying to upset Firestorm.
The GenDragFan training arc going from normal human being to absolutely shredded in the span of a square one year.
All it takes is a couple weeks of training with Tetris, and you two can look like GenDragFan.
No steroids necessary, only incredible gameplay.
Tetrises, and maybe a downstack here and there.
Imagine what happens next year if Gen continues on this rate of growth. That's
yeah, Pool G is gonna look terrifying next year at this rate. Okay, and it looks like in response to Giga going for the openers, getting TKI into PC, Gen has decided to opt for a triple-double opener, and given that Giga did get the all-clear, it seems to work out nicely for them.
Yeah. Huge Davotigger there. Gen is going to be going into a zone now.
Alright, and 10 lines, still, I believe, clean, even with every T-piece and line piece. 18, 19, can they IRS through? No, the I-piece is going to cut things short. Giga does have 3/4 zone to make this work, but the garbage is starting to stagger a bit. So they're going to have to be careful on their downstack.
Yeah, they have to take a lot of skins at the top. Can't quite get to all of the garbage, but it is enough to cancel out. And
it was done so quickly. Yeah, not really possible for Gen to get too much extra zone meter in that time. So not really sitting in too much of advantage, disadvantage fate. Seems to be pretty even between both the players. Gen does have a little bit more garbage on the board. Looks like they're going to pop a zone here a little bit preemptively. And I think because of that garbage, they're not really going to get too much past 10. Oh my goodness, a T-spin triple in zone coming out from Giga. And CSD as well. Oh my goodness. And Task failed successfully comes out from Gigawhat. A little bit of an eyepiece misdrop, but that was all one giant spike for Gen to take. And so Giga unsuspectingly going to be getting a win out of that board state.
Yeah, pretty quick first game there.
Alright,
and Giga going into the PCs.
I was just gonna call that pseudo PCO because they didn't exactly do the build that PCO is, and then they still all cleared anyways, and was like, no, that's actually still a PC. Oh my goodness, and Gen just been fighting back with T-spins. Unfortunate misdrop, so might put some things to a halt a little bit. Giga trying to see if they can push out some pressure, force Giga to zone, but no, Gen's been doing a wonderful job keeping that stack low, not gonna get pressured too much. And Giga went through that zone insanely quick, 18 already.
Yeah, this is really solid. Not quite a way to finish that out, but that is still pretty huge.
Maybe
not quite.
It's still a huge ulti.
That's pretty big, but it does take a bit of time for Gen to finish that out. Already Giga, with that speed, gonna be able to keep things close here. Notice Giga upstacks just so much. Ooh, that Z piece. And the S piece after it.
Combos
Takes a lot of skims at the top.
Gen's okay. Oh my goodness! And Gen actually gonna pop a decently early zone. I think got so much pressure initially from the Giga spiking on return. Didn't want to leave anything up to the chance. 33 Dodecatris, but Giga's still going on this zone. Very nice placement of the T, allows the eyepiece to come in and get a Tetris in the zone. And Gen is starting to get a little bit on the ropes, has to be very careful with how they sound stack through all of this. Oh, but oh, Giga doesn't have a zone, gets a quarter just in the nick of time. 8, and okay, and it looks like Giga, I think, has enough zone. They're gonna try and spike, or Gen's gonna try and spike Giga with the zone.
Oh,
Getting
these misdrops from Giga are really rough.
And 1-1 for Gen. Very great awareness of the board state. I think there might have only been like one misdrop on Giga's board, but Gen perfectly managing to capitalize through all of that, bringing the set to 1-1 and showing that they are not going to go down quietly to Giga despite being the tier 3 of the matchup.
Already an even match here. Both players just playing super fast. Already so much garbage in play. Oh, the misdrop from Giga forced a lot of soft drops to get to that well. The DT
oh my goodness.
Giga,
okay,
you're crazy.
Alright.
But the misspin.
Okay, T-spin single. Maybe that wasn't. Maybe they just wanted to clean it up that way. I don't know. Maybe.
It does work out.
I'm trying to figure out the Gigawhat builds, but unfortunately, I don't think I have the brain for that at this moment. A little bit too big brain of stalls. Look at that donation as well coming out from Gigawhat. And another one opting for it. Get that 57 for Davotigger.
Oh my god, this board for Giga looking like secret grade. Oh no.
It's getting a bit scary. Gonna opt for trying to do a quarter zone. See if they can get some more out of all of this. Managing to get in the clear. It was a very scary spot to be in. Managing to get through, but Gen is sitting really nice going into their zone. Has less than 20 lines of garbage, so most of this will be received by Gigawhat. Phase 3 does get into play, 59 lines out from Gen, but Gen is able to stack as clean as they want in Phase 3, whereas Giga is probably not going to have the best time through.
Yeah, gonna have to play with some garbage here, up to Gen to really keep this pressure up. Can't let Giga out of this.
Again, the advantage state is so punishing when you're not in it in TEC, but the pressure is on Gen to keep it all up and make sure that Giga doesn't have any breathing room. But look at a great combo coming out from Giga, and in fact, they're actually getting through just about all of this garbage with not really any issues. They're actually going to be the first to zone with a max zone meter. Getting 10, a T-spin as well. That's 34 from a Dodecatris. Then has to be playing through this zone as quick as possible. There we go, 41 from a Dodecatris.
Fins from Giga. Oh my god. And
oh, the eyepiece, no! Unfortunately, didn't get the IRS. The eye is going to be lethal. Look at Gen, the 143 and 130. Playing like most of the tier 1s, if not better from that round. Showing that they are more than equipped to qualify for top 16 after that performance.
For sure.
In fact,
this definitely feels like one of the matches with the most potential for an upset.
Again, I think this set is going to be very close unless there is some huge momentum shifting that ends up happening. I think the Giga GenDragFan matchup goes pretty close to 50-50.
Yeah. These two super evenly matched.
In fact,
and Giga's gonna
a little odd, especially because we didn't see Gen going for them in the other matchup. Although we did, I guess, see them from Giga. Is the ulti there? Yes, it is.
Yeah, solid ulti there.
Alright, and okay,
Gen responds with one of his own.
50 ult speed, not going to accept too much garbage due to the efficient gameplay coming out from both. However, not too much to be gained in terms of zone advantage. Alright, very nice. Comboing through on that right side for Gen. Getting a bit of pressure, gonna have to pop a zone. Oh my goodness, and look at how quick, all clear on line 19, and actually just deciding to top out, sending the garbage as soon as possible. Not gonna look for anything else, just wants that damage off ASAP. Oh, and Gen has the 20, but it's actually not going to be enough to counteract.
They're receiving a single line there.
And despite that, Giga sent it into phase 3, isn't in the best of board states. Has sent more garbage over to Gen, which is going to be essential to trying to mount this comeback. And it looks like Gen, I believe, has the full zone meter, so they're actually just going to go. Even being this high up on the board, they do get more of a bonus for having that greater zone attack. And look at that 34 Davotigger coming out from Gen. However, I think this might have been either a 3/4 or a full zone from Giga. And now the one fish drop. It's going to be really tight now for Giga. They got to play almost as efficiently as humanly possible.
Luckily able to skim out of those lines during the zone delay, but like, this is a lot of garbage to deal with for Giga.
Alright, it's a very nice combo. Oh no, and another missed drop. And Gen's going to take a third off of Gigawhat. Almost halfway to the first to 7 point, showing that they are very capable of pulling this upset. Look at that. And again, Gen outspeeding and managing to pull the weights through phase 3, continuing to keep up that aggression. All right, and okay, well, now that I've called it out, it looks like Gen is not going to be going for any specific openers, just going to be continuing that 6-3.
Yeah, continuing the upstack, like it's nothing here. Giga on the 9-0 right now. Interesting. Gonna be able to skim that off with the TSS. Keeping things up. Oh, that misdrop from Gen, though.
Might have to accept some garbage. However, they already know where the garbage wall is, so nothing too much to worry about.
This is so much clean. On both sides here, both players sending off so much right now.
Well shifted on Gen's side. Gen now has to get over to a side well if they want to clear everything out. They do so very quickly, putting it to 16. The eyepiece is a little problematic over in the side. However, Gen can still get, oh my goodness, gets 19 out of that board state. And oh my goodness, a huge 20 from Giga, 61 attack.
Big spike, not enough to kill, but sends a ton here.
Alright, and oh, I think Gen tried to wait that one out, unfortunately didn't wait long enough, had to still counteract the garbage. And oh my god, Giga with the beautiful T-spin build, and I think has gotten a little too carried away because it pushed it into phase 3, but both players still sitting with really nice zone meters. I think that was a full coming out from Gen, and Giga is a little bit lower on the board, likely going to come out in advantage from this, okay, maybe depending on the misdrops?
Oh yeah, that was a really rough misdrop, but it's still enough. Gen
Alright,
takes a little too much there.
Look at that one attack per piece coming out from Giga. Doesn't even need to outspeed to make it happen. Look at that. All right, and so early LS coming out for both players. Bit of an eyepiece misdrop might make things a bit dicey for phase 1. However, Gen manages to get through everything without getting pressure from Giga, so not going to be in too much of a worry spot.
For sure. Looking like pretty clean now. Just had to like take some doubles and triples instead of just like Tetrising that entire stack down. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because now look at all this clean.
What is... Oh, okay, just cut. Alright. I was concerned if that was a greedy T-spin triple setup from Gen, but it looks like it's going to be... they're actually getting really high up. They need to be careful about how greedy they're playing through this. Yeah, going to be taking Tetris or 2 just to make sure to get that stack low and manageable. And very quick 43 Perfectress from Giga, but Gen has been really efficient with this zone. Looking for the ulti, gets it. There it is, 52. That's all one attack, so Giga has to take that all at once. Oh my goodness! And double T-piece misdrop, I think, from Giga and Gen at the same time. But unfortunately, Giga's happens at the top of the board. Gen has crossed the halfway point of the set. And yeah, 2-4, Gen's favor. Giga's gotta get some more momentum in order if they're going to want to take the set. They're still down. They're gonna need 5, right? Yeah, I guess 5 in order to take the set. Gen only needs 3, so not too much leeway.
Yeah. Gen just has so much clean garbage yet again.
Oops. Gotta be careful on the side. There we go. We can start to see Gen is...
Oh, that L is really painful, especially with the lack of eyepieces. Gen has to end that zone without clearing that many lines.
Able to open up that well, setting up some more T-spin builds. And... Oh, but only 38 comes out from Giga. I couldn't even see what happened on their board, but I guess maybe a similar misdrop caused some skims. And we are just kind of back to even again. Surprisingly. Just in this matchup, but again, I think Giga and Gen have just played so much that they're just almost identical regardless of what happens in phase 1. If one player has a bad sequence, it seems like the other does as well. And Gen going to be the first to do the second zone. Getting up to 17, 18, 19. Doesn't quite get the 20, but that's still 53 and enough to send it into phase 3. However, the ulti from Giga is going to prevail as the stronger attack. So Gen now has to work with the garbage that they've been dealt in order to try and get to a reasonable advantage state.
Yeah.
Those players.
Yeah, there's a lot of cheese in this round. Like, typically, sometimes you see like one player like in a clear advantage with their board state. Both these players are like playing in the midst of phase 3 garbage.
Ooh, Gen played a little risky trying to go for T-spins that only got singles, but it did force a premature zone out of Gigawhat. And so now Gen has all the time in the world to downstack through this garbage, and look, here we go, 13. The Decahecatress is there. Can we get a Perfectress? Yes, we can.
Oh, that's really dicey for Gen, or Giga. Gonna need, like, the downstack of a lifetime to get through this, but does manage to cancel out a lot, actually.
Tetris is nice, and in fact, the first line they skimmed did give them a quarter zone, so they're in fact at a half zone now. Has a little bit of an easier time with resources, trying to get down to the bottom of their stack.
Yeah, fact, oh, that misdrop of the S piece really puts a hamper in things for Giga here.
Right. 3/4 zone is for the Davotigger, but Gen, so efficient even in phase 3, manages to cancel it all out and is now sitting very nice with a full zone meter in advantage. Alright, it looks like they're just gonna let it rip, going for the kill shot. Giga is up to a half stone, could likely make this 3/4 or even a full, depending on Gen's speed. But a couple misdrops will force that early zone to top out. Oh, and the damage was so good, even despite the early top out, forcing Giga to do a premature zone again. I think it was only about a half. All right, the garbage is...
Oh, the misdrop on the T!
Misdrop.
Oh, no.
Huge speed advantage coming out from Gen, pulling the weights through phase 3. We're 7 games in, and Gen has won 5 of them. And especially considering that Gen has already gotten the Firestorm hard matchup out of the way, I think their last match is going to be against Bubbles, and if they're able to win this set and win against Bubbles, they have a very real chance of qualifying for top 16.
For sure. Giga starting the zone at the very bottom.
Triple, going for more greedy T-spin opportunities, trying to get as many T-spin triples and extra bits as they can. Having to do a little bit of skimming towards the top. Getting a T-spin on line 19. Wanted to go for more, but needs to settle down. 65 Ultimatrist. And what a T-spin single kick from Gigasport.
Very interesting. Clears it up really nicely. Gen with just this huge up stack right now. Pretty massive.
Oh, 53,000 points from Giga. It's going to be threatening phase 3 pretty soon. Gen, I think, actually just got a little bit more pressured. However, if Giga's able to send this zone in a very timely manner, Giga only has to counter about 15 lines, and considering they're well underway to a perfect player on line 19, that is a 64 Perfectress, and Gen has to eat just about every single line that they've been sent. This could be the momentum boost that Giga needs. Definitely going to be earning them that game. Even with speed disadvantage, 133 over 132. Talk about efficiency. And Giga is going to be the first name that comes up in the Google search bar.
Yeah, for sure. That was a wild round.
Cool. And for the combo, trying to pressure Giga, I think it might have actually triggered a misdrop.
Giga is going for a huge combo.
It is going to force a zone out of Giga, only gets a Tetris. However, but now
starts it really high.
Oh, misdrop on Gen's board as well. Needs an eye over on the right to try and clean things up, but actually just going to try and go for skims. 34th deck at Tetris, but Giga has the full zone meter and manages to cancel everything out. And so they're sitting fantastically going into another zone. Might in fact be able to get a third before phase 3 hits, depending on how they build through this. Oh, and setting up a knee-beat skim later on, but doesn't matter. Huge damage comes out from Giga, and oh, but actually Gen did so good outside of zone. They only need to counter about 20 lines. Sends back 36, so that's going to be quite a bit of a healthy dose for Giga to tank. Oh, and Giga doesn't have a good way to open up the well, has to end the zone. And, oh my goodness, it's like not quite back and forth, but it's so hard to try and decide who's going to have an advantage at any given moment. This down stack definitely shows that it might be Giga going into phase 3. Both players have the max zone meter, both so close to 60,000 points. A
simultaneous zone.
Oh. All right, who's going to have a more efficient zone? Gen's got a PC for line 19.
Oh, that's big. That
and
is...
wins the battle. Are they going to win the war? That is game 9. Giga trying to set up some pieces desperately at the top of the board, but Gen has so many resources that they're going to get their 6th win.
And Gen on match point with the PC. We're getting like a lot of zone PCs from this set. That's... wow. Okay.
Perfect clear, perfect upset is what Gen's trying to reach. Giga needs 4 in a row, more than they've gotten through the entirety of the set. It can be done, but it's going to be really difficult for Giga to make this... It's, I don't know. They got a lot of work cut out for them. And Gen, especially riding high on momentum, is going to be pulling as many weights as possible. We know they're definitely used to it by the profile picture, but going to see if that will carry through for Game 10. Can they close it out right here, right now? Giga is going into zone as well. And only 18 from Gen, but still 50 coming out. And Giga looking to see, can they make it? All right, 1953, though, that is going to win the interaction. However, Gen has such clean garbage that they're probably going to have zone meter advantage going into the next zone.
Yeah. All right. Big up stack. Oh, Gen, okay, going to fix that misdrop immediately with the L spin.
All right, very good combo work from Giga. But again, as they're receiving more and more garbage, that's going to make the garbage easier and easier for them to deal with. Gen is going into zone 13. Unfortunate misdrop, but still going to be able to get a Perfectress. Not quite setting it into phase 3, so Giga is on a phase 2 zone, getting that extra little bit of timing. 17, beautifully clean. And, oh, but the center well from Gen, a beautiful build, and the combo is actually going to keep all of the garbage off of them, as Giga unfortunately has to fix a small little misdrop.
So does Gen, though, going to need to try to get back down to that C-spin, but... ooh, having to just stack on top of it. Getting put kind of on the back foot now.
has to bail a bit on some of the creative builds when Giga is putting on the pressure. However, Gen does have the max zone meter, is actually just going to let it rip. However, Giga has 0 garbage on the board, 3/4 zone meter. Oh, but it's going to be tight getting through the halfway point of the board. A couple misdrops. If they're able to deal through it quickly and efficiently like that, things could be going well for them, but unfortunately, it's just... Gen has been so great making the things work for them through the zone. And although Giga is keeping up fantastic combo play, Gen has so much more of a man-made stack that 5 combo is going to make things very difficult for Giga. Trying to set up some more T-spins, getting through 8, and actually just going to let it early top out, setting up for their play after the zone. 9, 10 coming out from Gen, another Tetris, and Giga has a half zone. But oh my goodness, Giga's combo play out of zone is going to perfectly neutralize everything that Gen has sent, and we're almost back to a neutral state.
Ooh, bit of a misdrop on that. Oh, it's fine, but Giga playing really, really high, so is Gen. Oh my god, this match is so close, and neither player really seems to be budging. Giga with the max zone now, Gen gonna charge it up right after.
Yeah, looks like Giga was trying to take advantage of the combo table with zone. Not quite going to get 18, but still very close. That's 32 from the phase 3 zone. Is Gen able to counteract? We see 43, and that is most of the board in garbage. Gen going to have to do some very clever skimming. Actually had 3 in a row in the same column in phase 3. A little bit of lady luck shining down upon Giga. Still going to be very tight with these skims, setting up for T-spins in the middle of their combo plays.
Oh, but Gen with a T misdrop that are gonna need to skim it off does manage it. Gives Giga a little more time to get down though. Giga up stacking really high.
Giga took so much garbage, just might get really dicey. I don't know if they're going to get a terrible amount of lines in this zone in particular. Actually going to get 13-31 from their zone. Gen only needs to counter about 15-20 if they're able to end it relatively quick. However, they're trying to upstack so much that they're losing out on time to send garbage. 29 Octorus, but again, it's almost perfectly answered by Giga outside of zone. We're almost 5 minutes through, and there's still no clear advantage fate between the two players.
This game is lasting so long. Giga again at the very top. So is Gen.
Longer than the average attention span of an online viewer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Another zone is coming up from Giga. Only needs to counter about 20 lines, and they definitely look like poised. Oh, but only sends 17. Gen does not have to counter almost anything at all, and they're still getting Tetris T-spin. 24 from the Octorus. Giga is surviving by the skin of their teeth with clean T-spins outside of zone. But Gen does not need to be so efficient when they're able to pull that all off in zone and get an ample bonus from all of their attacks.
Yeah, and oh, that foresight from Giga was really, really well done. Oh, but the misdrop on SZ.
A really high zone, but Giga's able to get a lot of momentum out. 5, 7. Oh, they're both pushing each other to their limits, but it's so difficult to do this with phase 3. We see the first time a full screen of garbage on Gen's board, and unfortunately most of it has not been countered, and through a 6-minute comeback, Giga is going to finally close it out. No, it doesn't matter with the speed or the APM, the consistency is all that matters. They're going to get their 4th. And especially if you're trying to get another 3 wins in a row, that is a must-need for the momentum boost on Giga's side of things. And not exactly a must-need on the dish drops, already getting very precarious for Gigawhat.
And oh, already a couple of misdrops on Gen's side as well. Gonna be able to get down though. Oh no!
Oh no, the 1, 2, 3 comes in from Giga, and I think this might be a panic zone. Gen knows that and is going to fire off a zone of their own. If they're able to maintain an incredible amount of efficiency with regards to Giga's own. This could be a kill shot if they're able to make things work. No, misses the ulti, and I think that's why Giga is going to be able to survive and tank. Very unfortunate coming out from Gen's side. It was very close to potentially closing it out. And oh my goodness, but the combo play is going to force a zone out of Gigawhat. Very tight, and a misdrop. Very last second stim, but the Z is going to cut. And the SZ is going to do it. And Gen not needing to have the best stats to pull off the upset 7-4, as Gen going to be pulling off the victory against Tier 2 Gigawhat. And they are sitting 1-1 with the only match left against Bubbles. Meanwhile, Gigawhat has to overcome Firestorm in their third match in order to try and make it 2-1. Oh boy,
what a set.
There isn't much we can say other than what a set. It's, yeah, it's just, yeah, that's how it be sometimes. And so Gen is going to be very ecstatic, I think, after that match. So if they're able to beat Bubbles in this particular set, they're going to be 2-1 and sitting very nice going into the Firestorm Gigawhat matchup. So I think in this case, how things turn out, if Gen's able to pull the game against Bubbles, which obviously, assuming Bubbles at least takes one game, I assume the round difference will probably not go much more than ±2 or so. Just as you know, assuming that Gen gets the win, but obviously, given the last couple sets, I don't really want to assume anything out of this group. Just okay, we've yeah, so obviously, like, the round difference might be a little skewed, I think, just based on how close some of the sets